What's up, y'all? It's your boy VKG, back in the spot, back in the throne room. I'm here to give you a first-person perspective of the 2025 Sim Gaming Expo in Chicago, Illinois at the Schaumburg Renaissance Center. Special shout out to George and all the exhibitors and sponsors who made this happen. It was an amazing event, and I was honored to be there.
Let's go. Sim Gaming Expo 2025. Ran into our boy Eric B. the Realist right off the bat. Always fresh with the J's. You know, I had to come with the Chicago OGs. Blanco walked in the room. Awesome cat, man. Loved hanging out with him. And I was really excited to get this thing going, man. Thank you to everybody who made this happen. It really meant a lot to me. This was the first ever Sim Gaming Expo in North America. Never had nothing like it. Sim racing, sim flights, all kinds of different things. Just about everything you can think of. It was community based, all kinds of content creators, extra personalities coming out. You had Cody Dennison, American professional stock car racer. You got the old folks hanging out, the young folks hanging out. They had something for everybody. I'm not a big fan of Mustangs, but you gotta admire the craftsmanship. You can find him at Camelot 331. I've already subscribed to him, man. He's a funny dude. You had gaming from the origins of gaming, where we first had shoulder time with Stern Pinball Arcade. These guys are really cool, had some amazing machines, about a dozen out there. Check them out on YouTube. Walking around this thing was absolutely fun. You could network, there were streaming booths, podcast booths. There's a live competition where rookies and amateurs and professionals. Tony Kanan out there as a guest speaker. He won an Indianapolis 500. Women in Games International. DOF Reality was the first company that I got to interact with. They had 2-axis, 3-axis, and 6-axis directions of force. It was my first time ever playing, but like these guys said, they're plug and play. They're really easy to assemble, and for like a hobbyist like me, this is probably the route I would go. 6 Degrees of Freedom, I learned, is kind of like the top level, you know, so these guys are really putting them out there. They also are the #1 racing simulator sold in the world, and it wasn't long before I was starting to shred some Apexes. Really cool guy. Arc Dynamics probably had one of the coolest rigs there. This was the second one I had ever tried, and obviously, you know, just kind of getting used to the new sensations, the bucket seats, 4-point harnesses. This is their portal development kit, so it's designed for your rig to kind of sit on top of it. These guys are really amazing. It was lightning fast. Everything was super responsive. It actually started giving me adrenaline rushes like I was in the car. 3 big monitors, man, and I've never been on it felt anything this immersive before. Surgical precision. When I turned that wheel, that car went. I was absolutely exhausted. It was a father-son duo. These guys want to let as many people experience this in the world. It's only a $3,500 rig, and you get some amazing tech. They have 21-bit precision direct drive motors, and these guys can achieve 2.1 million angles of motion. They want to imagine a world where virtual reality feels as real as the ground beneath you, so they're going to have the rig actually starting to react to you, feel your inertia. Driven Dynamics by Podium One. These guys actually stole the show, built in Austin, Texas. These guys showed up with the cowboy hats and brought a lot of energy. As soon as you walked in, this was the rig you saw. 6 Degrees of Freedom. This machine was absolutely wild. actuators on the back that added another 2.5 G's of deceleration, so when you stopped, you actually felt the rig hanging on to you, so it can whip you around pretty good. RSROP, shout out to him, man. Awesome dude. It was fun hanging out with him. He seemed to enjoy it, but when I asked him if he was going to buy it, I don't know. The DDX Prime, though, man, this thing was like the Terminator of rig. When it was my time, I was super excited. All these rigs had amazing wheels. This one had a carbon fiber Mustang GT3 wheel by VPG. Had all kinds of different sensories. I actually didn't realize where the clutch and brake was on this. You could feel the Aero wind simulator, which is like another sensation. I never felt nothing throw me around like this, and it was really, really cool. The SimCube active pedals, first time on those, super responsive, crazy to feel feedback in your feet. Once I kind of got the hang of it, I was starting to rip around on this one too. Extremely fast rig, extremely fun rig. The sounds, the size of the screens, I think these guys had 48-inch, like 8K monitors. Really cool crews. These guys travel around the world. This rig is going to England. The guys on here were just driving like Nordschleife and put on dozens of hours on this rig to prepare for it. I was absolutely stoked, out of breath, excited. Shout out to 4D hooking me up with some shoes because, you know, I brought the boot. Wrench all over the expo. Super awesome gal. It was awesome to meet her. Very friendly, her and her husband. Her husband's super bright, awesome guy. GTR simulators. These guys had more like affordable rigs. More so like to kind of more our hobbyist pace. These guys had fully built out rigs. $4,000 and you can have top of the line pedals, top of the line wheels, screens, monitors, even have a Batman style rig, and you were up and running. I met up with these guys before, building stuff out, which is really cool to kind of see the inside and all the work that goes into it. This Moza flight rig here, absolutely amazing. I caught up with this guy, Flight Streamer, was really kind enough to walk me around the rig and walk me through it and show me about this because I knew nothing about this. He's a real-life pilot, actually uses this equipment on his channel and in real life to prepare. This yoke is a Moza AY210 yoke base. I believe it had 9 newton meters of force. Felt really sturdy and strong. The pedals were metal, nothing on it was plastic, and it didn't really feel like you were going to break it. I felt confident enough to give it a try. I was ready for my first barrel roll. This thing retails for about $988, kind of affordable depending. I mean, it had a bunch of switches, a bunch of knobs, a whole bunch of things that go into this that are not on my wheel. I ran out of gas, had to do a crash landing, was not expecting the explosion. Absolutely mind-blowing, really, really cool experience. Advanced gaming supplements. Thank God these guys were there because, I mean, running around riding all these rigs, you got extremely dehydrated. I was sweating the whole time. You can check them out on YouTube as well at Advanced GG. They had energy, hydration, and focus, so I went in and took a shot of each and every one of them. Great flavors. They didn't taste like, you know, gummy or too sweet. They advertise shopping for every occasion. They have dozens and dozens of flavors, and they're really, really popular among streamers. Pretty cool booth. Really the only one of a kind. 1 gram of sugar. Shout out to RTs for the custom sweaters. Your boy had to look good. SimsByRacers.com had a booth. They retail simware. Shout out to these guys. I found them on Facebook. Go check them out. Vero Motion. These guys are insane. This rig was one of a kind. Not only did they have the 4 actuators, they had another 2 degrees of feedback with the Legend 6 DOF. The actual base, you would think it moves side to side, but it doesn't. It actually kind of skates, and a longitudinal surge and front rear traction loss is accelerated by this, and I learned a lot about these guys. $18K for a rig like that, and absolutely cool. It's definitely a good photo rig. People are checking it out, taking videos everywhere you look. Cube controls, these guys had a beautiful booth, beautiful wheels, some things I've never even seen. They were out here advertising their Astra Premium, which is about $450. You get the LEDs, the colorful stuff. The Astra base model, same wheel, just not so much LED. Had a whole bunch of wheels in the product line. Some of these are real wheels. Trying this out and seeing it on the rig, I mean, it's a YouTuber's dream because these things light up, they look good, and they obviously perform. So shout out to these guys, man. Sim Drive, one of the coolest entrepreneurships I've ever seen. These guys had a full trailer outfitted with 3 full motion rigs. They were rocking Coolmaster DYN X's, Freeform 2.0s that I'd never seen before. Had a bolt in the middle where you can actually adjust the rig in any direction. Top of the line stuff in the Chicago area, $2,500 for 4 hours, $5K for the day. They didn't spare any expense on these things. They were running Sim Magic package with P2000s. 23 Newton meter Sim Magic Alpha U's. Absolutely beautiful setup. Spared no expense on the PCs. It's one of my favorite rigs that I'm actually considering. Has 14 different driving positions, so you can change between F1, GT, and everything in between for $2,200. I mean, pretty competitive. Hyperion Racing. This was a iracing team that I just, have found out about, have heard about, but these guys are top level team. They're one of the only teams that actually had a booth. They were founded in 2023. Really positive and optimistic guys. They push themselves on and off the track. They even had VR shoes by Free Aim. Check those guys out. I wasn't able to try them. Everywhere you looked, you ran into somebody. My boy Zilla. Shout out to RSR Squad. Zilla and Eric were there, man. RSR had a huge following there, probably about 8 to 10 members. It's really cool meeting those guys. They're just as fun as they are in real life. If you want to know more about Eric, checking out episode 4, Behind the Wheel. iRacers Lounge was live in the podcast booth. Got to check out those guys. Really cool gentlemen. The Chicane podcast was also out there. Really awesome dudes. First time kind of getting to know some of this stuff, and they were really friendly. Shout out to Pocahontas Pink. And our own Behind the Wheel was live in the booth for episode 22. We had some legends in there like Wrench, Zilla, Blanco, Eric, Iris, Captain. Absolutely blessed to meet these guys in person, and it was like a big class reunion. Really love these people, and just happy we all made it out here. Admin box. Something I never even thought of, never even heard of, but these guys are managing full sim races. It's built by iRacers for iRacers. It's plug and play. It has dozens and dozens of commands that you can actually yellow flag and black flag different racers on the course, and you don't have to actually use your keyboard. It kind of puts everything together for you. It's got LED backing, fully customizable. He showed me right there how you can black flag a guy and kick him out of the race. I feel like he actually had fun doing it. Custom nameplates, gimbals that come with the package. These guys are just kind of getting their foot out there. They definitely hooked iRisk up with an admin box. Check him out and you probably see it. You can actually mount your camera right on top of it. Real pleasure to meet these two gentlemen. VR Villa. Something that's really cool. I have VR at home, so I didn't try this out too much. These guys had VR chairs, VR squares, old folks, young folks, all kind of people hanging out. This guy looks like he's walking their dog. The guy looks like she's just at home watching TV. They do free VR for big pop culture events like this. I'm sure you can check them out in Chicago. OMP had their performance line. It's time to order some gloves. They had all kinds of racing shoes out here, from the sim racer shoes or the karting shoes, pro F1 level shoes. I was crazy. Make sure you get your Sim Expo discount. These are the One Evo FX shoes, $530. Fireproof Nomex fabric. I guess you need that because, some of these guys crash and hopefully not burn. Shout out to the F1 movie. They had some really cool gear. These look like props, but they're not. These are actually like $3,000, $4,000, and $5,000 helmets and real fireproof suits. They have a partnership and created an e-racing GTR cockpit focused on like real ergonomics. So shout out Racing Force Group and Racing Fuel Simulators. Really cool rigs. Definitely like gamer room friendly. They had all different models, were non-motion to 4Motion with their own custom actuators on the S1 Max. These things can be customized to any way that you want them. Gomez Sim Industries, these guys are really awesome. This pink rig was a crowd stopper. The GXL V2, I believe, was the one that we were using. Really cool wheel. But I learned kind of like the size and being able to twist and feel these things and come to some of the technology that you just don't get. The X29 was a little bit small for me, but I loved the GT Max 32. This thing had touch screen, just sensations I've never felt. The twist knobs on it felt really, really cool, and it had over 57 maps that I have no idea how I do. FPE P2, probably the most popular one, with its like 2 and 4 pedal conversions and had all the rounded buttons and everything was smoothed out. You can attach these to an Invicta, I believe, which was a 27 Newton meter. iRisk and OP were hogging up the machine. Yeah, this was the Podium P1 FF4. Definitely throwing around OP there. Shout out to Simbros, Jeff G, hanging out, aka iRisk. Man, I love this guy. Super good energy. This thing was on the Vera Motions 4 Champion actuators with a power box. They were running a Logitech sound system. Gomez Sim builds out some beautiful rigs. You can check out their website. Shout out to 4D once again, saving my feet. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know how to log into iracing, so luckily iRisk was there to help me out. Took me a lap or two, obviously, to kind of figure out my bearings and gears on this. Once I got going and kind of listened to Coach, it was, not smooth sailing, but I was doing pretty well. Running into my boy GTMA Judo Chop. Love you, brother. Shouting out to Chop in the competition. SimuCube. I was warned, man, not to go touching these things because these pedals are absolutely amazing. The SimuCube Active Pedal Ultimate gives you force feedback and has automatic profile switching, so you can go between F1, GT, and everything in between. They had SimCube co-pedals that were dubbed 2-in-1 throttle and clutch pedals, so you can kind of put that all into one. Heavy-duty springs, heavy-duty products. These things were top of the line. And they were getting beat up all day long. Starting out at $2,800, man, they better be strong. You saw these on display on a bunch of different rigs. A PV was out here with another 4 actuator motion sim rig. This thing kind of looked like the Podium 1, but a PV, they build these out. Tony Kanan was out actually promoting this rig and absolutely setting the fastest times of the day on this. Pro level driving on a simulator, which is just something you don't get to experience. He's definitely a personality, very friendly, awesome SimuCube team. A shout out to those guys, really cool. He was number 1 on the leaderboard, so you know it's not a fluke. The Apivi AS13 S35, 6 degrees of force. These guys actually, this thing was a $175,000 rig, absolute showstopper. Had QSBT1 belt tensioners that added another couple G's, 25 Newton meter wheelbase, hydraulic brakes. Makes you feel like you're in an actual race car. Wrench wins, took her breath away. She absolutely loved it.
Like, the thing is, motion rig sets down and kind of almost like swishes when you feel the rear coming out. So it will give you a completely different sensation, so you kind of know that you're losing the car or whatever. Yeah. But it felt fantastic. Tons of fun. Been bit by the bug.
I tried the AS3 3 Dimensions of Force motion simulator, also by Apivi Simulators. This thing was wild. Had a hefty price tag of $60,000 as well. The wheel was a little bit high for me. Cubic system actuators were extremely jittery. throwing me around. I realized in iRacing that you can't cut curbs. Blanco was getting on, and so we went over and talked to Goat Locker Sim Racing. Absolutely love these guys. Very friendly, good people. Veteran owned and veteran ran group. They were doing a lap challenge for one of these really cool plaques. They've raised over $30,000 to provide sim rigs to veterans with PTSD. We're going to have them on the behind the wheel soon, so check them out. Podium 1 S Cena Edition in the Champion livery. Rare rig to see. From what I hear, $20,000 rig. Didn't get a chance to try it, but loved it. Shout out to Built PCs, who built all the PCs throughout. I definitely wanted to make sure I knew what they were running. They also sponsor real-life race cars. We got a Civic and an S2000 out here. Cool thing about these cars is that they actually had a rig behind them with the actual maps that these cars are running, and you can test them out and use the actual sim the racers are using to actually run these cars and prepare. Gotta love the S2000. And these aren't just parking lot princesses, man. These things actually got bumps and bruises on them. They run these things hard. Simcraft, these guys stole the show. They had rigs out here that were just defying the mind. $180,000, $80,000 starting rigs. Apex GT, 6 degrees of freedom. Absolutely insane rig. This rig is so quality, it's officially approved by NASCAR. They actually using these things to prepare for NASCAR driving. Throws you around, beats you up. Really fun to try out. I didn't get the video of me on it. They had the Apex CT, which are 2 and 4 degree of freedom chassis. A little bit step down, but still $60,000 just to start. If you didn't know what you're doing, they had specialists on standby kind of helping you out, making sure that you knew what you were doing and felt comfortable. I got to talk to one of the engineers, and his father actually created this 17 years ago, and it was an idea he had that if you actually put the car on a gyro, you get more degrees of freedom. And so that's what this is. They actually have the cockpit that sits suspended in the air, so it can actually rotate in every possible dimension. These guys shifting the sim racing game, and he said that that's going to be the rig of the future. Shout out to my boy Blanco45. Absolute pleasure to meet him, hang out with him, spend time with him. Great personality, great story, man. I love you, bro. Rigs everywhere, celebrities everywhere. Mr. GT78 over here getting busy. We finally had to go take a moment to check out the rest of the flight simulators. These guys had cutting edge technology, things I've never seen before that are absolutely necessary to save lives. You felt like you were actually on a plane in some of these things. Huge screens, huge monitors, huge rigs, combined with the same Simcraft. Really, really cool to see that they were using some of the same products. Schaumburg Electronics, they had one of the coolest cockpits you can ever imagine. All the bells and whistles, all the buttons, all the knobs, all the shit. I have no idea what this stuff is, but I can definitely say you need to check them out. Shout out to Travis. MX5 all day. He was competing. Found out he was a wrestler in college. Had a lot of similarities, man. Loved hanging out with this guy. He was competing in the iRacing competition with about 45 other drivers. They had 15 going at a time, 3 different levels, and a professional, an amateur, and a content creator, I believe. Huge crowds, close clutch racing. They had the Porsches going. I believe they had a Miata race going. Everybody locked in, tuned in. You were getting Heiskenveld, Sprint Cup pedals to the winners. And then everybody else got a trophy. Matt Malone stole the show, finishing first. That guy's a legend. Awesome to meet him in person. Now it's time for the shoes you've been seeing. Shout out to 4D Racewear. These guys were awesome to meet. Husband and wife team. Check them out online. They love sim racing. He's making this 4D sim racing gloves for the sim racer in mind. They're not hunky and bulky and have all this extra padding. They're breathable, lightweight, washable. It's got all kinds of different models. Definitely check them out. They start at $25 a piece, and their mission is to empower every racer with a performance outer. These guys have a 4D shoe, really awesome shoe, $55. It feels like a glove for your feet. I couldn't have been able to try all the rigs without him. Love this guy. Awesome to meet him. The MAC, the Mental Agility Coaching Center. This thing was wild. I've never seen anything like this. I've seen things that kind of resemble it, but not actually in application. As a psychologist myself and just someone who's kind of studied these things in sports psychology, this would be a really cool tool to use for everybody to increase reaction time, slow the game down. I was able to kind of improve my score, but peripheral training was really hard. You were up close to the machine. You had to touch all these dots as they went out. Had a lot of fun doing it. My favorite one was reaction time. You see the F1 drivers and how quick they are to react to real-life dangerous situations. You can book a session with them at their website right here. R&R Designs, these guys customize your wheel, the wheel that you have. You can choose your hub, choose your specific layout of your wheel, kind of figure out what fits you. Fully customizable on their website. They have everything. They're going to have Fanatec in a couple of weeks. You can explore their frame designs if you want something different, if you want a different finish. You can pick your materials and they'll wrap it in anything you want. Really cool idea. Awesome to meet these folks. You can get your wheel back with custom materials, custom face. They're going to have engraving soon in just under 3 weeks. And by the end of day 1, by the end of day 2, I was spent. I put in a lot of work, man. I hope y'all liked it. I appreciate y'all, and I look forward to coming back next year.
If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, share it around, tag anybody you saw. I appreciate you for watching and can't wait till the next one. VKG is out.